crunch snare tutorial. So what you want to do is learn how to purse your lips really hard, like this. And you can use your fingers to help. Now what you want to do is blow air really, really hard. You see how it's like a static sound? Then what you can do is blow air really hard. Go tugga ta tugga ta ta. Right? So the idea is to get that static sound. Then over time, what you want to learn is how to isolate it. So instead of, I'm just gonna go. Right? And for the different variations, for the crunch snare rolls, you want to learn how to do the kissing technique. So you're gonna go. So slower, right? It's. You can do it on the side also. Right? So what I'm doing is like a pseudo lip roll almost. Like a suction lip roll. And I'll use different snares for different purposes. So all encompassing, the title is crunch snare, right? But for different scenarios, I'll use different variations of the snare. So like if I'm doing my grind beats where I go, I like to have more of an impact, like a really strong crunch snare. So that's when I'll put the bottom lip over the top lip like this. Because I know I can hold it out and have more of an impact. Also, when I'm doing the I'll put the bottom lip over the top lip. It's like and then when I'm doing the kissing technique, that's when I'll use the middle crunch snare. So right in the middle. If I'm doing my vocal bass variation, so I go, that's when I'll use my like a woodpecker bird variation, where the top lip goes over the bottom lip. See that? Because if I'm doing inward bass, if I'm doing my vocal bass, this variation doesn't really disrupt the vocal cords, right? So if I can continue my vocal bass, my inward bass, doing that variation doesn't really disrupt the vocal cords. If you do it in the middle, you can hear how the little waves in my vocal cords are happening. Versus like this, it's more smooth. So here's variation 1. Here's variation 2. You can see there's just a little bit of discrepancies and a little bit of difference in tonality. So depending on the tonality and the mood that I want of the music that I'm creating, that's when I'll use this variation versus this variation. And if I want like all hard hitting and I do my tukata tukata, that's when I do that. There's another variation that I want to talk about also is I call it like the air balloon. It's like where you put the air pocket up here. See? So I'm going to put the air pocket up here. Right? You know what it looks like? If any of you play Fortnite, okay, and you go to the Snoop Dogg skin, go to the Snoop Dogg skin and then apply the dog, like the D-O-G-G, the dog skin, and you see how the face is super round? That's what this looks like. You see how it's super high-pitched? So if I do every variation, this is the lowest pitch, middle pitch, higher pitch, and then the highest pitch is this one. Right? So learning all different variations is important because I've said this in my other beatbox tutorials. At any capacity, all I need is the split snare. So if I'm doing different sounds like lip rolls and different lip oscillations, I need to have every capacity of crunch snare so that way when I do my snare, it's accessible at any moment.